Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's June 18th, 2026, and boy, we've had some storms lately. So last night we didn't have any big storms. We just had some, I think it was just 7/10 of an inch of rain last night. And then this morning we had a heck of a storm come through here. I don't know how many trees are down or whatever. I'll have to go around and look ultimately. But there's limbs down I could see, around the house, and and it poured, and thunder and lightning, all of that, and the windstorm's kicking up. It's pretty much steady winds, and then some pretty significant gusts as well. Geez, I think that's a heron over there on the side. Yeah, that's interesting, seeing the heron right there. I haven't seen one there before. Anyways, I'm not sure what I'll end up doing today. I know I want to unbox the Harbor Freight 13 kilowatt generator here. I opened up the top of it to make sure that there was a propane attachment for it, but this is the unit here. So that's what I think I'll start off doing. I really want to turn the compost pile, but we'll have to see over the next few minutes what happens with the weather and all. So anyways, here, I'm going to get started.
Listen close, friend, to the whisper of the ancient range, where northeast Tennessee meets Carolina in a misty exchange. These aren't just hills, they're the heartbeat of the East, worn smooth by a billion years of wind, rain, and beast. Born in the fires of colliding continents, long before man arrived, Ocoee supergroup rocks, sandstones, schist, and slate survived. Precambrian foundations over a billion years old in places deep, thrust faults and tectonic windows, secrets the earth still keeps. Cades Cove's limestone valley, a window through the stone, where younger rock peeks out from under mountains overthrown. Eroded round its shoulders, no jagged peaks like out west, just gentle giants cloaked in blue haze, forever at their best. Oh, the Smoky Mountains call you home, land of blue smoke and living green, where biodiversity sings in every hollow, every crystal stream. More salamanders than anywhere, lungless wonders in the spray, ancient forests thicker than Europe's, wildflowers lighting the way. Come see the beauty that pioneers fought to claim and preserve in these timeless ridges. Let your spirit observe. Cherokee named her Shaconage, place where blue smoke drifts and plays. Volatile oils from a million trees on humid summer days. Temperate rainforest breathing, over 2,000 kinds of plants alive. Black bears roaming ridges, elk in Cataloochis valleys thrive. Hellbenders in the cold creeks, fireflies dancing at dusk's soft light. Kuohi rising highest, formerly Klingman's piercing the height. Over 500,000 acres of protected wonder, no entrance fee to pay. Most visited national park, yet feels a world away. Paleo hunters stalked these trails 9,000 years ago. Cherokee villages in the valleys, living with the seasonal flow. Then settlers came, John Oliver in Cades Cove built his cabin strong. Martha Ogle's family founding Gatlinburg, where the echoes belong. Loggers cleared the slopes hard in the early 20th century's roar, but visionaries pushed back, bought the land for something more. FDR dedicated it in 1940 at Newfound Gap's grandstand. Civilian conservation corps carved trails by calloused hand. These mountains hold layers of story in every folded ridge and cove. From Trail of Tears shadows to moonshine stills and Appalachian love. 90 historic buildings whisper of grist mills, barns, and simple faith, preserved so future generations can feel this sacred space. No sharp Rockies drama, just quiet, enduring grace, rounded by time's patient hand, inviting every face. So pack your boots and hard hike Alum Cave's blooming trail, or watch the sunrise paint the mist in Roaring Fork's misty veil. Float the pigeon camp beneath the stars that blanket these old bones, where the Smokies teach us gently we're never truly alone. This beauty isn't fragile, it's resilient, wild and free, a living testament in Northeast Tennessee. Come lose yourself in wonder, let the blue smoke heal your soul in the great Smoky Mountains, where the timeless stories roll.
Okay, I just unboxed the Predator, which is a 13 kilowatt or 13,000 watt sort of whole home generator, much smaller than our 45 kilowatt that generates for this whole compound here. Let's take a look at it. So what I did do, I took it out of the box. I went ahead and installed the wheels on it. Really simple, just a shoulder bolt with a pin to hold it in place with a couple of washers, and they give you the tools for it as well, and then a couple of feet for each side of the front, and then the front handlebar assembly here as well. Really easy to set up. Comes with a charger. It has an electric start and a remote start as well, so that's really good. So this is a tri-fuel unit. So propane, you take this selector and you say, I want it to run off of propane, I want to run it off of gasoline, or I want to have it run off of natural gas, or in storage and transportation phase here. I had a small amount. Now I only use no ethanol gasoline, so I just put what was left in my box. This is the toggle switch for being on or off. Whether it's running or not. It doesn't start it. Here's your start button, and the remote works as well. This is your switch for either letting it run wide open or let it idle when it doesn't require all that extra juice. Your digital display, I haven't looked at this yet as well. Let's go over this. So we have two ground fault 20 amp outlets here, and both those are on ground fault, so that's 120 volt. These ones are all 240. This is a 30 amp plug here, another 30 amp plug here, and then a 50 amp plug right here as well. Battery here, you have to hook up the plug. Oil reservoir is down here. It says it takes 1.3 quarts. I only put in 1 quart so far and it still shows full. And I just ran it for like 60 seconds, so we'll let the oil settle in there as well. Then we'll recheck it and see. And I only use a Mobil 1 oil, synthetic oil in these. Battery charger port here. This is the battery charger that comes with it. You know, gasoline, fuel gauge. What else? So supposedly this will run for, I think, 12 hours on a full tank of gasoline, or like 16 hours on a full, I think, 20-pound propane tank. Here's something interesting. It comes with different jets for different altitudes as well. So it's got a small kit here, and the seals for it as well. So we'll see. I'll look it up and see if we need to change the jets for down in Tennessee, because we're at a higher elevation. We're basically just 400 foot above sea level where I am here. And it starts up and it runs nicely. Now my plan with this is to bring this down to Tennessee. It's going to replace my other generator over there that I've had for years, which was in the building, and it needs to be rebuilt. And I don't have time for that now. So with this Predator one, it has pretty good reviews on YouTube videos and on the Harbor Freight website. Now, Harbor Freight tools years ago I thought were junk, but I've really fallen in love with a lot of their tools that they have nowadays. Their tool cabinets, the US General, are great. And they have different series, good, better, and best, I'll just say that. So their better and best tools are, for the most part, very good. And I've always reviewed everything that I've gotten from them. There are some things, some of their battery-operated tools, can't remember the name of them right now. I tried one drill in my tilter, and it just couldn't handle it like my DeWalt's could. Now that just might have been a fluke, and I'll probably try them again. And I know they have many other tools that are worthwhile, and I've got a fair number. But anyways, the goal, so how I see this running down there, because I don't like the fumes from them. I don't like the noise from them as well. But I can always charge Thor, the Cybertruck, with this while we're down there, because we're not close to, we're a ways away from a supercharger. And this can charge Thor, and Thor can power everything else. So this can run for like an hour or 2 hours, charge Thor, charge an EcoFlow. Now I've got an EcoFlow battery backup system, and I also have the Ego battery backup system. The Ego batteries are not nearly as good as they were when I got them. I got a couple of them that have fouled on me and all. And that's probably because they got wet when the building collapsed and all. So I'll be able to power up my battery-operated tools and use those to charge, battery-operated tools while I'm down there. We have the solar panels to charge the EcoFlow as well. So this will be a supplement, and be able to charge up the Cybertruck when we're down there. And any significant construction that's got to be done when I don't have the Cybertruck to power everything. So that's my plan for this unit. So I have to double check and see why it says 1.3 quarts when it's only taken 1 quart. So I ran it for a couple of minutes. I'll let it dry out. I pulled the oiled stick, and it looks like it's completely full at this point. But we will see, and I guess that's about it with this guy here. I do like this, and the reviews have been good on the Harbor Freight generator so far that I've found. If you have one of these, please leave a comment. Let me know how you like it and all. I'd really appreciate it. Really simple to set up, simple, straightforward. Install with it without having to read. The only thing I looked up was the amount of oil that it's supposed to take. And of course it's going to have all the disclaimers. You should never run these inside and all. And I really like that it has so many different outlets on it as well. So I got to check mine and see if I need any converters for any equipment as well. Okay, I think that's it for this video. I think I'll end it here. The winds are pretty darn significant out here today. Not sure that it's wise to get out here and do any work with these winds being this high. Anyways, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye now.